Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the story of Kirana. This isn't just about an online grocery store in Nepal. Nope. This is about a company that fundamentally rewired how an entire nation buys its food. So let's just start with that big question right there. How often do you see the daily habits of an entire country change, like practically overnight? It's incredibly rare, but that's exactly what went down in Nepal. And the answer? Well, it's right here. A 100% growth in Nepal's online retail market. Think about that. This wasn't some slow, gradual shift. It was a flat-out explosion, supercharged by global events that forced literally everyone to rethink their daily routines. So, what created this perfect storm? What were the key ingredients that allowed a company like Kirana to just pop up and thrive in a market that was on the absolute brink of a huge transformation? Well, the biggest catalyst, for sure, was the pandemic. It just massively accelerated the move to online shopping. You had digital payment gateways seeing a mind-blowing 300% growth in customers. And at the same time, what people were spending on, essentials like groceries, jumped big time. The government saw what was happening and even launched a digital framework to help push the e-commerce sector forward. So right in the middle of this whole digital boom, you've got three founders: Adarsha Rajpande, Kalyana Dikari, and Sagar Devbata. And they spotted a very specific opportunity to solve a really common everyday problem. And here's what's so smart. Before they wrote a single line of code, they did their homework. They actually went out and surveyed 3,000 households in Kathmandu just to see if the idea would even work. And when they got a big thumbs up, Kirana launched in 2017 with a really simple mission: make shopping for groceries completely hassle-free. But look, Kirana's success wasn't just about being the first one on the scene. It was all about how they decided to do business. Their real superpower, if you want to call it that, was being completely obsessed with their customers. Their whole business model was built around one core idea: just remove every single barrier that might stop someone from buying something. Think about it. No minimum order, free delivery in the main city. You can pay with cash, card, or online, whatever works for you. They even guaranteed same-day delivery for early orders. Every one of these decisions made it ridiculously easy for a customer to say yes. And this quote right here, it just perfectly captures their entire philosophy. This gets to the very core of their brand. It didn't matter if you were doing a huge weekly shop or just buying a single piece of candy. You got the exact same level of respect and service. That's how you build some serious trust and loyalty. And you can see that focus on convenience right here. The whole process is dead simple: open, browse, select, confirm, and pay. But notice that they included a hotline. That's a really smart move, right? It shows they knew that not everyone was ready for an app just yet. It's this perfect mix of new school digital efficiency and old school accessibility. And hey, don't go thinking this was some tiny operation. Kirana had nearly 4,000 different products, and as these numbers show, they were a real powerhouse in packaged foods and personal care. They really became a one-stop shop for all those daily essentials. Okay, but a smart model and a strong start don't mean it's all smooth sailing. The road ahead for Kirana was packed with some pretty serious challenges, coming from both the outside and, well, from within their own company. So their problems were coming at them from two different directions. On the outside, you had these big systemic issues. The tech sector wasn't fully developed, bad roads messed with delivery times, and competition was fierce, even from informal sellers on social media who could undercut their prices. But then internally, they had their own critical weaknesses, especially a website that just wasn't very user-friendly. In this number, wow, it really puts that website problem into perspective. Globally, almost 70% of online shopping carts just get abandoned. People fill them up and then, poof, they're gone. So this means Kirana's clunky checkout wasn't just some small flaw. It was like a giant hole in their bucket, costing them a huge number of potential sales every single day. But even with all these very real hurdles, the opportunity for a company like Kirana is still absolutely enormous. Their story is definitely not over yet. Just look at the projections. They're incredibly promising. Experts think that online platforms could end up grabbing between 20 and 30% of the entire grocery market. That is a massive slice of the pie, just sitting there, waiting to be claimed. But you know what? Maybe the single biggest opportunity of all is actually outside the capital city. E-commerce in Nepal is still super concentrated in Kathmandu. The rest of the country, where most of the people live, is still a massive untapped market. And that leaves us with one final thought. The story of Kirana isn't really just about groceries in Nepal. It's about a smart, customer-obsessed game plan in a world that's digitizing at lightning speed. So the real question is this the blueprint for the future of retail? Not just in Nepal, but in emerging markets all over the globe?